Because of the depth of this tank, I find it easier to use the aquarium cleaning magnets. We have to be careful when using these type of magnets because they can easily scratch the aquarium should they get a granule of gravel trapped between them. So I'm inspecting them by removing the magnet from the nylon sleeve, make sure that it's free of any granules of gravel. I'll also do the same thing with the filter pad side of it to make sure I don't scratch the outside of the aquarium. Because the amount of light on top of the tank, which I find rather blinding, I'm going to bring the lid down so that I can concentrate more on seeing inside the tank, in particular, if I'm causing a scratch. This aquarium uses 3/4 inch thick material, and these are fairly strong magnets, so it does take a strong grasp to get them to move back and forth freely. For the more difficult areas to reach, I'll use an acrylic pad that's attached to the end of a long handled stick. So there's a number of opinions as to how big or how frequent water changes in a reef tank should be done. There are those that suggest minimal water changes and supplement heavy with trace elements, etc. Or there are those who prescribe bigger water changes, maybe even more frequent, as a way of diluting or replenishing natural trace elements that might be lost due to coral uptake. It really comes down to what you think is right and what works for you.
So, why a surge maker? A number of benefits. It simulates a real ocean movement of water, and that's very important for the corals because a coral is stationary. It can't move. So as it expels waste product, it needs a current to flush that away, otherwise it just suffocates within its own waste. The current will also stimulate the coral so that he'll begin to open up even fuller. And as he opens up fuller, there's a need to gain more food, and as there's more water movement past the coral, there's more food that he can potentially collect. So there's a number of benefits from the surge unit. The downside is you have the space above the tank and a little bit of the know-how as to how to set it up. So as a reef tank, overall, it's been quite a learning experience. We've seen some success. I think the biggest reason for the lack of overall success is water quality. We're up to 30 gallons every 2 weeks water changes, and that seems to keep things under control at this time. The issues with the tank have been nitrates, the end result of the whole biological process, which in turn leads to algae problems, and that was probably the main scourge or problem in the tank was the algae problems. So with the bigger water changes, we're hoping to keep ahead of some of those nutrient issues. One of the really important things about a reef tank is the calcium level. And we use a 2-part solution which helps maintain the calcium and the alkalinity. I'm not a chemist, but the two of them kind of work against each other. So if you're individually applying a product that raises calcium, it's going to suppress the alkalinity. If you're individually adding a product to increase the alkalinity, it's going to suppress the calcium. So it's kind of a seesaw effect. There are a number of 2-part products on the market, that seem to take care of this and work together with each other. It's a simple matter of applying X amount. Again, not a very scientific approach. I'm just counting in my mind like a bartender would as he's filling a shot glass. That's our calcium supplementation.
We can now replace the light plates on top of the aquarium, close the door on the front of the tank, and spray on our acrylic cleaner and polish so that we can wipe the front of the tank clean. And sit back and watch the beauty of a Surge Reef tank.